4 days ago, Donald Trump wrote this on Truth Social. Now, it's been said that this post was meant for Pam Bundy in a text message. But Donald Trump being old and senile, he put it on Truth Social, and then he immediately deleted it. But this is what it said. It talked about Adam Schiff, who's a senator now, and he was a congressman during Trump's first administration. It talked about James Comey, the former FBI director, who was FBI director under him and Obama. And it talked about Letitia James, who won a $500+ million lawsuit against him. He wants his enemies prosecuted. So this is what he said. He says, "What about Comey? We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. Justice must be served now," because he was impeached 5 times. So he wants to go after his political enemies. But why is he going after Jim Comey? What did Comey do to him other than be a good FBI agent and a good FBI director and investigate crimes? What did he actually do to Trump?
They are arguing that Comey, there is evidence to suggest Comey lied to Congress in his testimony on the Hill in September of 2020. And for viewers out in the audience who may not be legally as nerdy as me and Ken, I'll just say that there's a statute of limitations to charge people with the crime of lying to Congress or perjury, and that's 5 years. The 5-year statute runs this month.
Apparently, Jim Comey lied to Congress. And because of that, just 4 days after Trump wrote that post, this happened.
We are following, as we promised, breaking news. It's out of the Eastern District of Virginia, where 3 sources familiar tell MSNBC former FBI Director James Comey is expected to be indicted in the coming days. The full extent of the charges being prepared against Comey is unclear.
If you are a nerd like me and you notice politicians, when they want to call their opponent a liar, they don't use the word lie. Oh, he misspoke, that's untrue, whatever. They would never say the word lie. But when it comes to Congress, you cannot lie to Congress. It is a felony to lie to Congress. And you can go to jail for lying to Congress. But not a lot of people go to jail for lying to Congress. It's a political game that they play about he lied under oath. And to prove to you that no one really goes to jail about lying to Congress, let me show you about 5 or 6 people that lied to Congress and have yet to be charged or indicted.
Do I have this day an opinion, a personal opinion, on the outcome in Roe versus Wade? And my answer to you is that I do not.
What legitimacy of the court would be involved if Roe were to be overturned?
Well, Mr. Chairman, I think that the legitimacy of the court would be undermined in any case if the court made a decision based on its perception of public opinion.
So a good judge will consider it as precedent of the United States Supreme Court, worthy as treatment of precedent like any other.
Senator, I said that it's settled as a precedent of the Supreme Court entitled to respect under principles of stare decisis. And one of the important things to keep in mind about Roe v. Wade is that it has been reaffirmed many times over the past 45 years.
As Richard Fallon from Harvard said, Roe is not a super precedent because calls for its overruling have never ceased, but that doesn't mean that Roe should be overruled. It just means that it doesn't fall on the small handful of cases like Marbury versus Madison and Brown versus the board that no one questions anymore.
You got 5 Supreme Court justices that sat there in their confirmation hearings under oath in the United States Senate, and they all lied to Congress and said that Roe versus Wade was precedent upon precedent and that it would not and should not be overturned. Even though it could be, it had been challenged a lot of times and is considered precedent upon precedent and should not be overturned. And what did they do? The second they got a chance to overturn Roe versus Wade, they went and did it. Is that not a lie to Congress? Why haven't any of them been charged? Now, mind you, just like the lady said, you got a 5-year statute of limitations. So Clarence Thomas is good to go. Samuel Alito is good to go. But you got about 2 of them. You got about 2 that are still within their 5 years. They can be indicted and charged for lying under oath. And you got proof. You got visual information of them saying it's precedent upon precedent. And you got their ruling where they signed their names overturning Roe versus Wade. So tell me this, why haven't they been indicted and charged for lying to Congress? That's why this Jim Comey thing is all bullshit. Because people lie to Congress all the time. They even smile and smirk when they do it.
Have you given the order to be able to shoot at unarmed protesters in any way? I'm just asking the question. Don't laugh. Like the whole country. And by the way, my colleagues across the aisle.
What is that based on? What evidence would you have that an order like that has ever been given?
Giving that order to your predecessor, to a Republican Secretary of Defense, who I give a lot of credit to because he didn't accept the order. He had more guts and balls than you because he said, I'm not going to send in the uniformed military to do something that I know in my gut isn't right. He was asked to shoot at their legs. He wrote that in his book. That's not hearsay.
Because they know they're lying and they're not going to get charged with it. But this is all political. This is what Trump wants to do because he still feels slighted for committing those crimes and being charged with committing those crimes. Because I'll give you this. Presidents commit crimes all the time. Number one being Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon committed crimes that he should have been charged with as a president and as a civilian, and Ford pardoned him. George W. Bush lied about weapons of mass destruction. Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell, and I respect all three. Barack Obama did not charge them for lying under oath. And I know you're going to like this one. Bill Clinton lied about having sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. He lied under oath, and his own attorney general, Janet Reno, was going to charge him for lying under oath. What did Bill Clinton do? He went and sat down with his own attorney general and he negotiated his deal so where he wouldn't be charged when he left the White House. I think he paid a fine and his law license was suspended for 5 years. So it's semantics. It's a game that they play. But for Trump to go and do this, it's vindictiveness. He wants to do it because he was actually charged and in some cases convicted. What do you think?